Hey Raiders, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be diving into one of the deeper systems of ARK, the Expedition Project. What it is, how to do it, and why you might do it. We'll also go into detail about what you're going to gain and what you might lose. If you've leveled up and you're wondering what comes next, this video is for you. The Expedition Project is a system in ARK Raiders that acts kind of like a prestige or a reset mechanic. Instead of being forced into a full wipe like other games such as Escape from Tarkov, the developers at Embark Studios have built this as a voluntary option for players who've reached a certain point in progression. Once you hit level 20, you unlock the first portion of the project, and then over a cycle of roughly 8 weeks, you gather resources, contribute to the caravan build, and then there's a departure window where you can choose to send your raider on the expedition. You'll be resetting much of your progression, and you'll be starting fresh, but you do keep a certain amount of account rewards. You gain some advantages, and it also gives veteran players a fresh start without entirely punishing those who progress more slowly. Cycle duration. The cycle lasts about 8 weeks, roughly 60 days to prepare, then a 7-day departure window. The departure window is currently running from approximately December 15th to December 21st at the time of this video. Then you have your build stages 1 through 5. Over the preparation period, you'll contribute specific resources to build and outfit your expedition caravan. I put up a guide on screen for the items that you'll need for each stage, and shout out user Copium Hits on Reddit for the list. You'll need things like metal parts, rubber, arc alloy, and electrical components for the lower tiers, while the higher tiers will need things like the magnetic accelerators, leaper pulse units, and advanced electrical components. Then you have your final stage, stage 6, which is the departure window. Once the build and load stages are complete, you'll have a week where you can depart your raider. If you don't make it in that window, you keep your progress, but you'll wait for the next cycle's departure. At that point, it's decision time, and you choose to send your raider off, and that's what's going to trigger your reset. So you're effectively planning ahead, saving and contributing resources, and maybe timing your availability, because if you miss the window, you won't get the departure benefits until the next one. Make sure you're saving things like humidifiers. I know I recycled one too many, and that hurt my overall progress towards the expedition. So one of the biggest questions is, what carries over and what gets wiped? Let's do a short breakdown. The things you lose are going to be your player level, your inventory items, your weapons, and any gear that you have, your workshop progress, your crafting, and your blueprints. It's going to reset your quest and any progression tied to that character using your skill points. However, the things that you keep are going to be your cosmetics, whether they were earned or purchased. You're going to keep your achievements, your awards, and your rankings on the leaderboard. You're also going to have account-wide unlocks like the maps you've unlocked and other certain systems. The other things you gain are going to be permanent unlocks for your character, unique cosmetic rewards for completing an expedition, and your quality of life. You're going to have account buff effects for the next cycle, for example, more stash space or an XP bonus. I really like what Embark did here because it's not supposed to be a combat advantage buff. It's really going to be an overall quality of life, for example, like I said, when you have more stash space on your next raider. So you're basically sacrificing your character's gear and level in exchange for account level perks, plus a fresh start. And that's going to bring me into my last point. Why would you do it and who should? If you've already hit the level cap or you've reached late game gear like myself and you want a fresh start without staying maxed out forever, this may be a great option for you. It's also for the bragging rights and the cosmetic rewards that come along with it. For the quality of life perks, even if they're modest, that make your next cycle a little bit smoother. Or if you simply just like the prestige feeling in other games, this is ARK Raiders' version. I advise to stay away from this progression system if you're newer to the game and you're still grinding out gear and blueprints because you're going to lose those progressions and it might make sense to wait for you. If you don't want to sacrifice your current character's progression or your gear investment just quite yet, or if you prefer staying steadily progressing rather than resetting. And last but not least, I'm going to hit you guys with a couple tips before you hit depart. Check your schedule and make sure you'll be around during the departure week window. Missing that means that you're going to wait until the next cycle. Contribute resources ahead of time. You'll need to gather those materials, so plan your looting runs. Clear out your stash and inventory because items remaining in your raider stash can contribute to the expedition value and give bonus skill points for your next run. Decide whether to reset now or later. If you're still chasing green gear or blueprints, it might be worth delaying the expedition until you've wrapped that up. And understand your benefits. Know what you're going to carry forward, what you're going to lose, so you don't get surprised. If you treat it more like a strategy than a forced mechanic, I feel like you're going to get the most from it. And that's the full breakdown of the Expedition Project and ARK Raiders. I feel like Embark did a really great job of making people want to do the prestige system, or for myself or higher level players, want to continue to play the game so you're not just constantly maxed out all the time. If you found this guide at all helpful, then please consider dropping a follow or like the video. I'm going to be posting here pretty regularly Arc Raiders content as well as other gaming content. And I also post pretty regularly on my TikTok page under the same name, Gooner Police. And then let me know in the comments if you're planning on doing your first expedition or if you're going to hold off until the next one. With that, until next time, and I'll see you guys in Speranza.